What's up, family? It is Caden with Urban Finance. Today we're going to be talking about how to achieve FIRE. All right, so I'm going to be talking to you about what FIRE means exactly. I'm going to tell you how you can calculate your FIRE number, and I'm going to share my own FIRE number, so how much money I need in order to achieve FIRE, as well as how long it's going to take me to achieve FIRE. And for those of you that are not familiar with FIRE, it stands for Financially Independent, Retire Early. If you're new to this channel, I talk about everything related to financial literacy, investing, and urban finance. And if I'm being honest, urban finance is whatever I feel like talking about that week. And if you haven't already, go ahead and smash the like button so YouTube shares this video with the world. Subscribe to the page and hit the bell to be notified of when I post something new. All right, let's jump in. So FIRE, like I said, means Financially Independent, Retire Early. And it is just what it sounds like. It's how much money you need to be financially independent and retire early. And so when you hit your FIRE number, you can go kick back on the beach, pull out a coconut, tell your boss goodbye. Well, no, not really, kind of. So when you hit your FIRE number, you have enough passive income flow to retire from your job, as well as allow that money to last you the entirety of your life. A lot of people after reaching FIRE may actually quit their day job. I'm calling it a day job. So let's say they're an accountant or something like that, and they may go pursue their passion. And maybe their passion, they always wanted to be a musician. And so they achieve FIRE by, let's say, the age 39. And they go pursue that goal to be a musician. But now they know while pursuing that goal, their family is already taken care of. They have enough money to meet all of their expenses. They don't have to worry about money while pursuing their goal. Some people may take a year off or 2 years off of work and just kind of figure out what they want to do in life. And so when you hit your FIRE number, it's a time to reevaluate, and maybe you already knew what you wanted to do. I personally am addicted to work, kind of, sort of. And I also love what I do. And my wife and I talk about this all the time. I wouldn't do anything different after we achieve financial independence or hit our FIRE goals. And I'm currently an associate pastor, which I would do for free. I currently do financial literacy on YouTube, which again, I have also done for free for a long time before I started getting paid. And it's something that I enjoy doing. So again, I will do that for free. And so there is no change in my life personally, other than mentally, that would happen when I achieve FIRE. But I know it's gonna feel really good. What FIRE would allow me to do is continue to do everything that I am doing now without a concern for money. So I'm going to continue to be a pastor or associate pastor without necessarily thinking, okay, am I getting paid enough for this? Or I'm continuing to do financial literacy on YouTube without wondering if, okay, am I going to be making money from this video? Should I do this video? And so there's a lot of pressure that will be taken off of me when I reach FIRE, even though I enjoy everything that I do now. So most people in the FIRE community use the 4% rule when they're determining their FIRE number. And the 4% is the safe withdrawal rate. And this is debated on if it's the best rule to use or not, but it's one of the most widely used figures in order to determine what is the safe withdrawal rate for retirement. And so this is the best one to use, in my opinion, as well. The rule is actually based on a Trinity study that pretty much said if you have at least 50% stocks and 50% bonds, you're pretty sure that your investment portfolio will last you at least 30 years. So probably the entirety of your retirement period. And so that is the concept, that's the idea behind the 4% rule. If you want to find out more on the 4% rule, I'll leave some information on it in the description below, as well as information on the Trinity study. So using the 4% to calculate the specific number you would need at retirement is usually can be a little complicated for people. Not that complicated, but it can be a little complicated. So most people actually just do 25 times their current income to determine how much money they will need in retirement. And so if you're currently bringing in $100,000, then you'll be doing 25 times 100,000, which will give you $2.5 million. And that's what you would need in retirement. For me specifically though, I know that I'm not gonna need all of the money that I'm making now in retirement because I'm currently saving and giving about 50% of my income. And so I don't even need 50% of my income in retirement. I also plan to have my house fully paid off. And so that would be another 15 to 20% of my income that I would not need in retirement. So I calculate that I will need probably around $60,000 in retirement. And that would allow me to live a very comfortable retirement. And so that will be my FIRE number. Now, if I'm being honest and transparent, I plan to do a lot more than that just because I really do not plan to retire. So 60,000 will be how much money I need in retirement. And this will be considered early retirement. So maybe this is when I'm only 40 years old or 39 years old or something like that. This is for FIRE, financially independent and retire early. This is not traditional retirement, which is like 59 and a half. So let's keep that in mind as well. So the 60,000 times 25 will give you $1.5 million. Now that I have that $1.5 million, I will take my present value of investments as well as my current saving rate. So how much money I'm saving each month towards retirement or early retirement. And then I will use a 10% interest on that. And so I'm saying that the market, I'm expecting over the course of this period of time to get to that 1.5 million, that I will get a 10% return, which some people may find to be on the high end, but I think is reasonable given that I know the market, even over the last 10 years, has averaged a lot more than that, to be quite frank about it. And so I'm hoping for good times in the next 10 years, but we really don't know. And so we know overall the market has averaged, especially the S&P 500, a 7 to 10% return. So I feel very safe with that. Plus, I plan to continue to invest in companies like Apple and Microsoft and potentially Amazon. And so other companies that I'm hoping will give me even above a 10 or 15% return year over year over the next 10 years. And so I feel pretty comfortable with the return that I should be getting on my money. I feel comfortable with the amount that I'm investing monthly in order to hit that $1.5 million. And so using that calculation, it will take me about 11 years to achieve FIRE. And that's how you determine your FIRE number the traditional way. Now, there are a few things that I did not factor into that will come into play with my financial independence. And so while I will reach FIRE, financially independent, to be able to retire early with enough money to last me the entirety of my life, I will actually reach the FI part of FIRE, so that's financially independent, as soon as I pay off my house. And that is because I will have enough passive income flow at that time in order to sustain my current living expense. For example, once I paid off my house, I can literally live on what I'm currently making on YouTube right now. And I'm assuming, hopefully, if I keep doing YouTube, that I'll be making a lot more than I'm making now in 7 years about. But even if I am making the same amount, I will be making enough passive income flow just from YouTube, or relatively passive income flow from YouTube, in order to sustain my living. And on top of that, I will be making close to enough money on the dividends in my brokerage account to also potentially sustain my living as well. And so when I combine those two, I will certainly have financial independence as soon as I pay off my home. Now it's your turn. You go ahead and calculate your FIRE number as well as your FI number. So how much money you will need to become financially independent. And you may be someone like me that's like, hey, Kaden, I want to be financially independent, but I don't necessarily care to retire early. I either love what I am doing or plan to do something else that I really enjoy when I hit financial independence. But I'm curious, how much years is it going to take you to hit financial independence, and how much years would it take you to reach FIRE, which is financially independent, where you're able to retire early with enough money to last you the rest of your life? If you haven't already, go ahead and smash the like button so YouTube shares this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell to be notified of when I post something new. And again, there's usually a lot of debate on if you should pay off your home early or not, but for me, it's a no-brainer because it allows me to achieve FIRE sooner, or and it allows me to achieve, even more importantly than FIRE for me, it allows me to achieve financial independence sooner. It's only going to take me 7 to 8 years to achieve financial independence with a paid off home, because most of my money will still be in a retirement account. And I do have several brokerage accounts as well, but it's not going to be enough in 7 years to help me to achieve financial independence. And that's why paying off a home is so important for me, because I will need an extra $2,000 of passive income flow at least if I don't have a paid off home. We also made a video on why it's so important for us to pay off our home early, so feel free to go check it out. I'll leave a link right here in the description for you. And like I always say, even in the midst of these crazy times, make sure you're living your best life.